Okay, sound seems to be gone for most of us. Is that working?
All right.
There we go.
All right. Hello. Nice to couldn't hear now, but I can. Ben is very low volume. That's fair. Um, um, okay. Hello. So, testing one, two, can you hear us? Okay, we're good now. Ben is still all but muted. All right, good now. Welcome to, and I can believe I get to say it this time because it feels a lot more on brand. Welcome to Roll for Bull Season 2. I am your GM, Ben Competence. We are doing Odyssey of the Dragonlords. And yeah, I guess say hello, Dragonlords.
Hello,
Um,
Dragonlords. Just me, I
and
guess.
Sorry, I
that's
was
it.
futzing with stuff.
That's fair. So hello. Our Dragonlords just finished saving the world in the last campaign. Well, I guess they saved a continent. In this one, they would save. Well, they have a lot more work to do. Let's put it that way. Um, yeah, our heroes have been. It's been about 4 or 5 years since the last events. Um, one second. It's been about 4 or 5 years since the previous events, and Thylia has changed. I think before we get into that, I should say two very, very direct things. One, uh, these will contain major spoilers for Odyssey of the Dragonlords. If you are planning to play the campaign, please consider whether you want to watch this because there are major spoilers for that. Secondly, I should introduce our heroes. Well, I guess let's introduce the players. We'll introduce the heroes separately because they're going to get opening sequences that are different this time, very different. And I'm going to roll dice here to introduce everybody. First thing I got is Reed. Reed, it is your introduction. Feel free to introduce yourself, let people know who you are, you beautiful soul.
I'm Reed. I'm the guy that you get to blame for all of this, at least as far as things not being audible to begin with, I guess. And yeah, I was playing Cleon last season, and season? That feels weird. Um, Things might be different.
Um, things might be a little bit different. That is fair. And next up we have, I did that wrong. I am terrible at this. Let's try this again. Oh, this is Tammy. Tammy, would you care to introduce yourself?
I'm still Tammy, and I'm still playing Kiana, the Triton barbarian fighter,
Mhm.
princess, demigoddess, part dragon. We never clarified that.
A lot. Well, I guess so.
She's got an
Um,
identity crisis.
yeah. I honestly that was the thing that I ran up against whenever I was Reed and I were talking about how to summarize her characters on the pages. I was like, I genuinely don't even know what to put for her. Like I was gonna put I think originally the text was gonna be something like um Princess Demigoddess part Dragon Lord um barbarian and betrothed to Cleon and also maybe a hero of Thylia, I guess, when she has time. Um, um,
She's a dabbler, a
yeah.
dilettante, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Um,
Kiki of all trades.
That's true. I'm a
and
Kiki of all trades.
Jen, you're
Oh, hey guys, I'm Jen. I don't know. That's pretty much all I.
that's it. That's the introduction.
That's pretty much my introduction. Yeah, a Cray, cool dude. He punches shit.
All
Woo.
right.
He gets laid now.
Yeah, he actually
All
like
right.
has like, well, his wife. If you can imagine that.
Yeah. He has a wife.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And though he did want to try it with Chandris one time on the boat, but that's not, whatever. Anyways, that's enough. That's Jen. Hi.
Hello, hello. And then I think this is one of the first times that we didn't roll Allie as the first or second one. But Allie, you're welcome to introduce yourself.
All right.
Allie. She is muted.
I am, and I couldn't find my screen where to unmute, so I was struggling for a second there.
There we go. We
All
got you.
right.
We got you.
Hi, I'm Allie, and my character is Callista, and I guess we'll get into that later.
Yeah. I always jump in and I'm always like, well, previously on, and then this thing happened, and then there's this bitch. Like I always do those things. And now I'm like, the slate's kind of clean because even though we're going to be referring to stories from the past, this is intended to be a new story jumping on point that's different than the others. So there we go. One second. I gotta check one thing. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's been about 4 or 5 years since the events of the fall of the gods, fall of Titans. We got real Frederick Nietzsche up in this piece. And our heroes have moved on. They've been celebrated as heroes of Thylia, rightly so. They've changed the face of the capital city of Mitros, and the world has known peace. As I told my heroes, my beautiful heroes, the anything they wanted to accomplish in the not past few years, they absolutely could, because they got it like that. They have that riz. And so we're going to touch in on that. But I think our story, wow, Reed, I don't know where to begin. I'm so thrown. I have this rhythm and it's so thrown because there's no previously on or introducing the characters. Reed, do you want to say anything before we get started? Because I'm just going to fucking jump into this and ruin it live. My charisma is nothing. Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that we do have a store. And if you haven't seen it yet, you should go check it out. So I'm going to bring up the link there in the chat, but it's streamlabs.com/rollforbull/merch, and you can see we've got several lovely models modeling our some of our stuff.
Yeah.
They're all pretty cool.
I'm not modeling our stuff. I'm just holding a purse of straw material.
That's all I ever have.
Yeah. I have there we go. I have vampires.
On brand.
All right, if you're watching, feel free. I will say this because we have some newcomers in the audience because I invited some people. You are welcome to talk, chat with us. We're reading the chat because we're egomaniacs, and you can ask questions. In fact, we love explaining and teaching the game through watching. So even just being like, hey, I got a question. What the fuck am I watching? Is a perfectly valid thing to throw out there.
You'll probably ask yourself that multiple times.
I ask myself, what the fuck am I DMing all the time? All right, let's get ready to jump into it then, because I'm not really sure where else to go on that front. Jen, are you ready? And Tammy, are you ready?
Yes. Now that I have my things.
Mm-hmm. And Ben is sporting his headset bunny ears. Get ready for something fun and potentially crush creating. I am flattered. Allie, are you ready?
Ready.
And Reed, are you ready?
Nope. Okay, now.
All right. Good. It's vital to communicate when you're not ready and to prepare. That way we can make sure that we're bringing the best stream possible. So Reed, by taking 3 seconds of self-care, has saved this stream.
We're fucking
I-
weird.
I guess we should just begin Odyssey of the Dragonlords season 2.
Ascension
Oh!
of the Dragonlords.
Ascension of the Dragonlords episode 1. Jesus Christ, that feels weird. Let's begin. I'm going to get in character by closing my camera for just a second.
Oh, come on. Okay, fine.
A part of my camera just fell off while I did that. I just felt something hit my leg. We're doing it. Fuck it. We do it live. I turned off the camera and I'm like, I got this. And then I heard something like click and then something hit my foot and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
And we're not
Christ.
going to see Ben for the rest of the night.
Here we go. Where are they ascending to, Tammy's mom? A wonderful question. I see people. Never mind. I'm just going to jump in. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys, you will not believe the bullshit that I've seen today. Okay, first of all, greetings, everybody. Hi, Chelsea. That's what you say. Hi, Chelsea. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. You're going to get the hang of it. But hi, Chelsea. Okay, hi, my loyal, well, you know. I have had to put up with so much bullshit today. I have one simple plan, and it's just very direct. It's a one-sentence goal. It's a vision board, and everything is going to shit because of people that have no idea when they are past their prime or past their relevance. I'm fine. I'm not having a nervous breakdown. It's fine. But let me just start with explaining where this goddamn bullshit began. Okay? And we're just going to start from there because I have my loyal source to me, my very loyal and beloved friend. Hi there. And I think that he undersold what these bastards are really like. We're going to start. Okay. Where does one even start with Krayrin? Oh my God. This guy, this divine celestial whoops continues to persist. And Lutheria, Titan of dreams and destruction and death and everything, has marked him to die again and again. And he keeps not dying. Well, technically he keeps dying and coming back, but semantics. And then, after manning a colossus and owning a goddamn dragon, well, 2 dragons technically, he goes off and gets fucking married to some extra, somebody whose name I don't even know, Sarah, I guess. And he could have been there. He could have just been there doing that, spending time with his daughter. But then this happened. And as Chelsea reflects on the events that changed destiny, Krayrin, what does your home look like?
It's off to near the village that I grew up in. I wanted to be close to mom and dad again. It's not up in the trees. My daughter isn't old enough. Well, I don't really trust her. She's really precocious. I don't know where she gets that from. Can't be from me. But it's just a little homestead, really quaint cottage. We have a little vegetable garden. I want to try my green thumb. It is doing horribly, but luckily Seema's there and kind of knows how to, do stuff. I try to help. I do a lot of the heavy lifting and stuff around the house, but I'm just trying to enjoy a nice cup of coffee in the morning when all I hear is Daddy coming in from upstairs. I trudge myself upstairs and see her and the silver dragon all kind of curled around each other. Yes. What would you like, Siona?
And uh, she says, I want you to play. She goes, I want you to play with me. I want you to. She goes, I need you to be Lutheria again.
Sweetie, it's 6 in the morning. Your mama still hasn't gotten up yet.
I know. That's why I need you to do it.
To wake up your mother.
No, I need you to play. Okay, she's like got like these like wooden figures on the floor, and she goes, okay, I have this one, and she goes, and I have, she goes, and I can be Aunt Kiana, and I can be Aunt Callista, and I can do these. She goes, but I need you to be Etheria. And she picks up this other doll, and she comes over, and she holds up like this. The dolls are all very identical, except for like very horrible paint jobs on all of them. And this one just like has like green paint very vaguely thrown at it. And she holds it up, and she goes, I need you to be Lutheria.
Okay, sweetheart. But then don't wake up your mother. Okay,
Okay.
can we play very quietly?
Okay.
Okay. And then I tackle her and put her on the bed and start tickling her.
She's okay. She goes, stop, you're not playing fair. That's not Lutheria. That's not playing fair.
And I just drop little kisses all over her forehead.
She's giggling and laughing, and you get a knock at the door at 6 a.m.
Sweetie, just stay in the room, okay? Let
Okay.
your, just let Leonard here take care of you, okay?
Okay.
And I kind of peek my head out, make sure Seema's still sleeping, and I go to the door and open it.
You check on Seema, and she looks perfectly asleep, just the vision of beauty and serenity. And then you just hear her go, "Yeah, I'm not going to be awake for another hour. You've got this." When you go and open the door, it is someone you thought that you wouldn't. You've met a really long time ago. Almost someone that almost when you see them, the name is on the tip of your tongue. And standing next to them is this beautiful, tall woman, bronze, literally bronze skin and pure snow white hair. And she looks at you and she says, I wanted to speak with you. And we had a request of the Dragonlords. Of the Dragonlords. They explain their purpose. Sorry, go on.
I've only seen them sparingly these past few years.
Oh, yes. No, don't worry. We're going to unite them and bring them together because we think that there's something that I want everybody to hear. I want everybody to hear, if that's all right. And I know that must seem unusual, so I brought somebody to vouch for me. To vouch for me.
You're not paparazzi, are you? That's the reason I moved away. I don't want any more articles about what I'm wearing.
No, I haven't followed those, and also I don't think that what you're wearing would really qualify for a story right now, would it? Would it?
Yeah, it's very pajama like, Thalian pajama like, if there was such a thing.
Yes. But we'll explain everything, and I will reveal the gist of this in time. But if you do me a narrative indulgence and trust me when I say that she gives you a very good reason to come back to Mitros for a little bit. Is there anything you want to say before you head off to your family or take them with you or anything like that?
I'll you know, I'll agree to going to Mitros, but I'll just go over to Seema and kiss her on the cheek. She's still beautiful since the day that I've met her, and I tell her that I think I have some business. I shouldn't be too long. Give me a few days. Mom and Dad are nearby, so if you need help with Siona and Leonard, didn't think a dragon would be this much trouble. But you can always ask help from Mom and Dad. But you're gonna be okay for a little bit.
I'll be fine. Just be back soon.
I love you, right?
You can't forget. You won't let me forget it.
That's good. I swing her up around in bed, give her a big hug, and tell her there's some coffee. I know you want to go to bed, but I've got coffee made for you.
Thank you. Truly, you are the hero of Thalia. I'm still going to be up in an hour.
All right.
Freyarin heads off. Jesus, this just... I can't stop and process my own emotions. I have to keep telling the story. Give me one moment. One moment before I move ahead on this. And Chelsea is talking to her audience and to her friend and says, so he leaves all of that and leaves his brilliant hero, leaving his wife and child completely unguarded to go off deal with that, which is fine, and also put a note on that. But you think, okay, one of them, that's fine. But have I told you about? Yes, I know I've told you, but recently, as in this week, have I told you about the pain in the ass that is my half sister? Oh my god! I'm going to have to. I can get through this. So Kiki has. Oh, I'm sorry. Princess Kiki, Kiana, whatever. Kiana, as she likes not to be called, has just been a demigoddess and a princess and a hero, and that none of that is enough for her, because not only does she get all this adoration and everything for birthrights, just this divine nepo baby bullshit, but now she spends the last few years just putting her name on everything that she can. She's appearing at these academies. She's helping with this orphanage. She's building. She's just building up these places and just making sure that everybody knows that Kiana did it, because that's what heroes do. They slide their name onto everything. I'm not having a nervous breakdown. And so you'd think that she would be too busy worshiping herself whenever she gets visited. But no. Kiana, what were you up to that morning or afternoon?
Let's say this time I've just been sitting back, kind of on a beach, just sitting on some sand, drying off after having gone to the The Kiana Academy for Aquatic Geniuses.
Kiana Academy for Aquatic Geniuses. I love this. This is good. You're refreshing. Are you by yourself then?
Yes, I am just sitting there by myself. I got my little coconut drink. Just enjoying the quiet right now. Or so I thought.
And this voice at the beach says, "Hello, Kiki. Is it, or should I call you Kiana? What would you prefer? What would you prefer? You see this stranger, a familiar friend from long ago, who we will introduce soon, as well as this this newcomer, bronze and hair white and like the clouds." And she looks at you anxiously.
Well, it depends who you are. Kind of put my hand up to block the sun a bit, kind of get a better look.
Is my name is Echo, and I was from Aricia. I wanted to speak with you about a matter of some great importance, some great importance.
What can I do for you?
Mhm. I know that you're used to people wanting to come to you, asking you to help with schools or the pearl trade or any of your projects. Um, but I have a personal problem. I know that you're not still um, adventuring, but there's a matter that I think that everybody should be concerned about. If you have a moment to, if you have a moment to hear.
You have a personal problem that affects everybody?
Yes, yes.
Am I the one to help you? What? Okay. What's going on?
I wanted to involve the Dragonlords. Speaking of which, do you know where Cleon is? Do you know where Cleon is?
Yeah, he's at work somewhere.
Oh. Okay, okay. Um, and again, if you'll grant me a little bit of a surprise, she does, I promise you, tell you something that would make you go, "Oh, I have to get to Mitros." But as she tells you that, is there anything that you want to do here before you head out?
I guess before I head out, I'll just kind of look out at the sea and I was like, well, there goes the quiet time. And then I'll turn around and follow her.
Mhm. Um. So, let me double check something here. You head off, and this brings us back to Chelsea's rant. Um, which is honestly, I'm glad you guys are letting me do it because this is just more one of the most bizarre things that I've done, but I'm really enjoying it. Um, give me one moment. Um, and um, double checking the thing, and she says, Chelsea just says, "Okay, so that could have been that starts the thing." And honestly, if we're being honest, Kiana's ego doesn't let her to allow her to pull out of things she that even if they don't involve her. So yeah, obviously she was going to pull into that. Um, I love Chelsea seeing you this way. Keanu has like no ego whatsoever, but your persistent insistence on doing the right thing. And so Kelsia says, okay, and she goes, and oh god, somebody give me a potion that can reduce migraines because I need to talk about Callista. A storyteller, apparently. Now, when Callista got started on her whole destiny, she was getting her making her way through working her way through, I think, most of the upper class neighborhood of Mitras, which is destroyed now, and coincidence. And now, in a stunning character arc, has been making her way through the Pantheon. This better be wine. Callista is with the ultimate catfish, by the way, Kyra, who and
I forgot I wasn't muted anymore.
It's one of my favorite lines. I'm trying not to make myself break. Because with the ultimate catfish, and so she's just been living it up on top, just getting completely adored and showered in gold and praise and whatever else. And she's at home. And I would say that she has like the ego to go get involved, but she just lacks the common sense to not. Because here's what happens when she is asked to leave a dragon and an Olympian and a position of privilege and power for the rest of her life. Here's what that dumb bitch said. Callista, what are you up to the day that you receive this offer?
So I think first glance might feel a little familiar. So lounging, head in lap, eating grapes, playing music. But pan out a little further, and instead of like nymphs and dryads enjoying like a beautiful serene pond, instead it is a small gaggle of children running around and screaming. And Cal's kind of doing her best to ignore them as, I don't know, I don't know if they're still toddlers, 4-ish year-old, I'm sorry, a 4-year-old dragonborn and 2 3-year-old minotaurs chase Ismene around the courtyard screaming. And eventually Cal just kind of like opens her eyes and looks up at Kyra and just says like, I should probably do something about that, shouldn't I?
Kyra, in her current human form, goes, yes, probably you should. But honestly, the less discipline they get now, the more they're going to be catalysts later, and it's going to be
You're a terrible influence.
I never wanted to be a good influence. She kisses you on the forehead.
So,
besides, I think that...
Oh, go ahead.
She goes, besides, I think that he's got them as much as he can. And you see coming in, Bullbug just goes, it's not fair. There's too many of you. It's very hard to grab you all when you're moving that quickly. Also, I only have the one good arm, and he's just like going through, and he's like trying to like. And I think over time you would see that, yeah, a lot of his left arm is considerably weaker. It's still functional, but it's hardly like, let's swing a great axe at gods. So he's like got it on the side. He's like trying to like pick up one of them. And he's like, okay, I got. He's like picks up one of the kids and holds it up and goes, okay, I got one. Okay, I don't really have the ability to get another one, so this one's going to be my hostage. We're negotiating now. Who's going? Okay, you're not doing that. Okay, and he brings it over. He goes, Callista, this would be a terrible time to ask you if you know hold person. And he's going to hold this over.
I don't, but I think I can do something better. And then Cal's just gonna minor illusion like a very familiar like sparkle of gold and thaumaturgy immediately after, like a series of chimes that like very clearly have a meaning. And I like to imagine that we've practiced this enough that it means everyone come gather for story time.
You do this, and when you see, like, I think, like, how many kids do you say you have?
3.
You say 3 kids. 2 of the kids just stop what they're doing and just sort of come over and sit down, and one of the kids is just sort of like singing off key, just like looking more satyrish than the other, like almost looking like a satyr but with like the minotaur horns and just singing. And Bulbug just like picks this one up and goes, "Hey, let me do that." And he just goes over and sets him down and in front of there. And they're getting ready for story time. When you hear a knock at the door, and Bulbug goes, "Oh, do I gotta here? I'll get that." And he's, "What's up?"
No, it's fine. And I'll just I think I will just make my voice boom with thaumaturgy and just say, "Come in."
The door opens. A familiar friend that I will discuss soon, but as well, this woman says, "Oh, there's quite a lot here."
We're just about to have some story time. You want to sit?
Quite
We've
a lot
grapes,
here.
wine.
I would love to stay actually at Grapes, but unfortunately, I do need to ask you something. I need to ask you something.
Okay.
There's a matter here that's been worrying me, and I think that it's a personal issue, but I think that I wanted to reach out to the Dragonlords, and I wanted to reach out to Dragonlords. And Bilbo goes, "That's not a thing anymore. They're retired. If you want to share something." And Kyra goes, "Bilbo, it's a call to action. It's called adventure." And Bilbo goes, "It's one of those tropes you've been talking about." And Kyra goes, "Just shh, let her talk." And she goes, "Well, I don't know about adventure, but there's a matter that needs your expertise. It needs your expertise." And Kyra goes, "Oh, okay. Hit us with the exposition." I'm sorry. Callista, may she hit you with the exposition?
No one ever needs permission to hit me with some exposition.
What Kyra says. I will say this without giving away. I'm going to message Allie one sentence because I think that she will want to have some idea of what's going on. And I'm not going to clarify, but it's going to be as confusing as it seems, okay?
Okay. Okay, I need to know more.
That's what you can say to her, but essentially,
Yes.
there is, yeah, and Kyra goes, "What?" And Bulba goes, "Yeah, I thought, what?" And Kyra goes, I swear I'm not keeping another life-changing huge secret from you. I swear, I promise. I promise. I mean, that's what I'd say even if I was keeping one, but I'm not. Not about this. It's fine. you should probably go see. And Bulba goes, aren't you both going to go? And Kyra goes, I like to think that I am in my epilogue and in their first chapter. And if I'm not there, and the kids have already started wrestling and fighting in the 10 minutes that there was no story time. And she goes, yeah, we can choose what kind of story this is, but it's going to be a very bad one if there aren't any supporting leads. And she goes, you have this. Okay, find out what they're talking about and come back, okay?
Okay. Besides, who's going to teach Jace how to use his breath weapon if not you?
I can be a good role model once every 500 years. And if you want to know what a sad, depressing statement that is, watch season 1. Sorry. Go on.
I have faith in you. You guys are going to be good, right? I'm going to miss you. To all the kids.
They go and they goodbye. One of them, they all say goodbye in unison. One of them comes up and like wraps around your leg. Another one of them just sort of sits there, just like is over it and starts reading. Has already started reading a book.
Yep.
And
Your uncle
Kyra,
would be so proud.
Kyra pulls his head and goes, "Hey, hold on 1 second. 1 second." Is that good?
Yep.
All right. This one I think concerns everybody. But Kyra's gonna go, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
And she's gonna pull her aside and she goes, I know there's a lot of weirdness with what they just said. Things are different, but you're gonna be okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Callie, we didn't think that anything like this would come up whenever you gave up your blessings.
I know, but I could tell they were fading anyway. So, I mean, once you couldn't cast magic anymore, I kind of figured it was only a matter of time. So,
I know, but
at least I had some time to, practice.
I know, and you're clever, you're smart. It's just that you're not. I can't help you anymore at all. You don't have anything for me anymore. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think love counts, but.
No, I know, of course, love counts, but also you used to be able to cast like bolts of eldritch energy.
I know. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I've been practicing, and I think I can do most of it on my own now.
You're always really resourceful. Okay. Get every single detail of whatever the batshit thing is she just said so that I can write about it, okay? I know I'm not, like, selling out theaters anymore, but, it'd be nice for us to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it's not like I'm not going to write about it, so.
Yeah. And as a side note to everybody, true to her word, Kyra's relationship to fame has faded. It's hard to, how do I phrase this and stay accessible to newcomers? The revelations that they had last time, as well as her lack of powers now, make it really hard for her to demand the spotlight the way that she did before. And she's kind of a cool celebrity more than an awe-inspiring figure. Callista, anything else before you go?
I think I just say my goodbyes, and I'm assuming it's okay for me to take Ismene with me.
Okay. I hadn't even thought about that, but that's fair. You take Ismene with you. Bulba goes, yeah. I'll see you soon. Everything will be all right here. I got this. And also you hear something crash and he goes, that was a lie, but don't let that stop you. Hey! He walks down the hall.
Love you.
I love. Oh, what are you doing with that?
Don't put that in your mouth.
Put that down.
Get back to Chelsea.
Why is all of our children just awful?
That's just
I
children.
don't think
Fine.
we
Well,
want the
good
answer to
parents
that.
I think that what is your child's name, Jen?
Siona.
I think Siona operates on her own time and has lots of imagination. I think that the children of Kyra and Callista and Bulbug and Callista are just chaos orbs given flesh.
Yes. What was that one movie that had the 3 young boys that got turned into bears?
Oh, brave.
Brave. Yes.
Yes.
That's how I imagine your children to be like.
Yes. Very on brand.
I told someone that I think is watching that this is going to be a good example of D&D, and I'm like, this is a fucking D&D. This is a collaborative fan fiction. We're doing great, but this is a D&D. Chelsea is. Yeah, I guess her list wasn't complete, so now she had to also screw my plans. At least Cleon actually got that the sun had set on him and was fucking gone. So that part was good. Small favors. You know, I still think that it was him that vandalized the Colosseum. I can't prove it. But I still think it was him. These 3 goddamn assholes. And then, I mean, that's not even getting started on the people that, she goes, these 3 goddamn assholes. And that's not even getting me started on the person who hired them in the first place. Oh my God. If you thought that the others were like trying to claw at relevancy, she never was. But she still seems to think that she's a part of this goddamn thing. On the road, elsewhere, to Mitros, on a, I'm gonna say, a carriage. Carriage is workable, right? I'll go with that. No, on a horseback. Horseback. Akko and travels along with her companion, and she says, do you think that they will be able to be relied on? That they can, that they're the heroes that people say they are, that they are the heroes everybody says that they are. And she says this to, well, Reed, would you describe your character for us?
Yeah. So she is a tall Medusa, sort of bronze skin with long green snake-haired tresses, wearing sort of bronze armor. The kind of thing that comes as part of being part of the Arisian military.
Mm-hmm.
And some modifications to make things just a little bit quieter, a little bit stealthier.
Mm-hmm.
And she sort of spits off the horse and looks at her companion. I mean, they're chuckle fucks, but look, we got through the first bunch of Titans. If anybody can do this, I'll give it to them.
I mean, you're also very capable. Very capable. I trust your judgment. That still sounds like a terrifying day.
Lots
For
of
you,
lots of things happened that day. That's for sure.
does it still scare you to think about? To think about?
I'm not scared. Hadn't been scared that night. Have to have something to lose to be scared.
I suppose so, and I suppose I'm scared because what I have to lose. Thank you. Thank you. And true to the request that she was hired to do, Melpomene, Medusa hero and Olympian, gathers these three heroes, the Dragonlords, to the halls of the people, formerly the palace of Mitros, but now the halls where the councils meet to discuss affairs, and the museum that teaches the history, the true history, in its different forms from Kyra and from Callista. Callista, Freyarin, and Kiki. Is this your first time seeing each other in the past few years, or have you been checking in on each other?
I would think every now and again we'd get together.
I'd imagine that whenever there was some sort of business at Mitros, and we'd have each other for dinner sometimes, and then I'd imagine that the three children and Siona, get a
Birth of the kids and all that jazz.
yeah, and they have a couple dragons to chase around now, so they chase around, Ismene and Arcades and Leonard. So
And in this way,
I'm sorry,
Leonard-
I was trying to think of a really cool name, and that's the first thing that popped out of my name. Just an FYI, that name may change, but right now it's
no, Leonard's good.
Arcades
Leonard,
and Leonard.
if you're watching and you want a dragon named Leonard, sound off in the comments. We let the players, we let the audience get involved, and this is why. For
Yeah,
moments
because you
like
guys
this.
could probably figure out a better name than Leonard.
We'll call him Michael, formerly known as Leonard. The dragon formerly known as Leonard.
That's right.
This is wonderful.
It's actually just a symbol as his name.
Dick.
But could be. But anyways, yeah. So if you guys can think of a better name, please help. But otherwise, it's Leonard until further notice.
That's his name, Leonard until further notice.
Semicolon.
So, yeah.
You're muted, love. Cal,
I'm
you're
muted?
muted.
Oh,
Am I muted?
Not my mic. Sorry, it's me. Jen, I have a question about Leonard. Did you bond with him?
Siona bonded with him.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'm imagining that you had to see Cal at least once.
Oh yeah.
First of all, that is a horrifying thing to unpack in a lot of ways.
I thought that I cleared that with you, Ben.
No, you did. I just hadn't really thought about it. It's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that sounds fine. And then you said it, and I'm like, oh. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What have I done?
She swore a life pact at 5. That's the ancient Greece version of a student loan, is what that is.
I mean, dragons do it at birth, so she had 5 years.
Just enough to learn to speak.
Exactly.
Say the words.
That's basically what it
Copy
is. Just enough to learn to speak. Yeah.
By the way, I said that I said this in chat, but I want to say this now. Calling Kyra the world's biggest catfisher is just my favorite thing I've ever come up with.
That is so good. It's so good.
It's true. It's true. Okay. The heroes of Thylia, the ones that are here, are at the palace, or at the council chambers at the hall.
Yo, we're the
When-
OG heroes. Mm.
Other Dragonlords would like to differ, but
Yeah, you yeah, you say the OG heroes and just like so grateful Kyra's not here.
I mean, heroes, not Dragonlords.
True. You're right.
Mm.
That's fair. Jesus. Okay, so
Semantics.
I kind of wanted to bring Kyra along, and honest to God, the only reason she's not here is because I felt like making her not a core member of the party really was a good way to distinguish the seasons. But I might just bring her back. But anyway, listen, this isn't about that. The three of you here, when you see Milpomene stepping up, along with Echo, the woman that was with you all, and she says, "I'm glad that you all could make it. I'm grateful. And I'm glad that you all made it." She gestures towards Milpomene. She said that each of you would be willing to assist when you knew what was at stake. I've wanted to hire you for your services. And she says, with the trouble mentioned. One second. And she goes, I wanted to know if I could count on you to help me with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to elaborate. Who's the fifth god, and what do they need from us?
And she says, "Oh yes, I need help with my beloved, my betrothed, the fifth god of Thylia."
Who now?
The fifth god of Thylia. Narcissus, the one of the founders and creators, the god of love and beauty. Love and beauty. The one who hid during the chose not to stain his hands with the blood of innocent during the war. The war?
Yeah. Can I make an insight check on her? Because I feel like she might be
Yeah.
brainwashed.
Make an insight check.
Like, fuck, get some confidence and get your words out.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can remember how to do this.
I
Here
think,
we
think I'm playing her different-
affianced. I'm not sure.
Insight.
What's
kind
that? Wait, what's that, Jen?
Oh, I was like, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I think the one who I'm kind of my beloved, who is my betrothed.
Starting off strong. 13.
13 on Foundry.
That's why I
We're
rolled
not sharing that screen, so that had no weight to it. They have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. This
rolled a
woman,
2, you guys.
this woman is
Dang.
insecure about like everything, but she's not actually BSing y'all on this. She is not.
Bless you.
She is intimidated by your by the situation and you all, and like sort of how the size of all of this. But she is not insincere. She genuinely, with a clear head and clear heart, does mean she's referring to her beloved, the fifth dragon, the fifth god, Narcissus. I'm gonna pause the game for a moment. I'm gonna tell you guys something here. I've told you guys that this campaign feels a little weird to me. I've changed parts of it. I think you'll like what I did here. The original lore for this in the book, which I just want to share with you guys on air, was that Kyra just never mentioned having a fourth sibling. And it hasn't come up until now. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So I've actually changed the lore quite a bit for this, and I think you'll like where it's going. But that was the original thing when I messaged you guys, like, this campaign gets weird, was that they just never mentioned having a sibling. And I'm like, I don't like that. So this
Can
is a
I
new spin on
make
it.
like a history check of some sort? Something of like, if there's anything I recall from just spending time in Mitros about Narcissus?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess history would be the best for it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's do history. Let's see if I know how to do what I'm
No,
doing.
I see a decent number of people in the chat. Hello. If you want to chat with us, we're here. We love you.
Oh, it was almost an 18. It's a 3.
Oh,
It's a 3. Pathetic. So what are you asking me? Tell me what you're
Well,
asking me.
dudes, my dudes.
Oh, well, the thing is, I was trying to see if there was anything that I knew about Narcissus, if there's anything that I heard about it. But clearly, with the 3, I don't even know my own name.
Here, let me give you a consolation, Frederick. The reason that you don't know about Narcissus, one reason you suspect, because let's cut to this. There is another city called Arisia, which, having not earned the wrath of the Titans, because there's no Queen Valis, King Pythor running it, but it's just like a legit its own city. It was never the focal point of the rage of the gods or Titans. And also they are isolationist. So their response, as you would learn later, and this is a retcon, but I feel like it does fit a lot more cleanly. As Valis may have even told you later, their response, when Valis reached out to them, was in brief, sounds like a you problem. Arisia is this other city, and they may have other perspectives you have not heard, but they are, and that may lend some credence to why you don't know what's going on here, but you have never heard of a Narcissus.
Because he did something so bad that nobody talks about him. We don't talk about Bruno.
He hid away.
People forgot about him.
I think my explanation is very. I think
We should also poll to see what the audience would like to call the silver dragon.
Yeah, silver. If you want to name the silver dragon, put it in the chat. Put your name in the chat, and we'll have a poll.
So far, there's Leonard Skinnerd, and
Leonard
Kyra.
And Kyra, yeah.
That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about Kyra coming back to the campaign.
Oh, pardon. Okay, I thought that was the name of the dragon. I was like, okay, well, we can.
It's a boy, and name it Kyra.
Why not?
Why not?
Kyren.
Ooh.
Kyra, but a boy.
Dragon McDuck Dragon Face or something.
Oh my
god.
But she tells you that Narcissus was brave and wise, and brave enough not to be pulled in by the judgment of his siblings. He chose to live in peace in Arisia for the past 5 years. He has tried to live there, but I have lost him. I've lost my beautiful and awe-inspiring husband, betrothed to the queen of Aricia. She's stolen him from me. She's stolen him from me. She
Do you
finds
think-
her nerve at the end.
Okay, so
Do you think he could just
emotionally-
like leave? Because that's a guy thing to do. Just be like, "Hey, found something else."
No, it's not emotionally. She has stolen him.
physically
Physically, he's within
He's
the
there.
palace walls.
against his will?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Pomini, you may not have too much of an ear for politics and history, but you could vouch that a lot of this is, if not true, sincere, because the Queen of Aricia, for the past several months, has been incredibly proud of her arrangement with her beloved Narcissus, god of beauty. And this is very new and very sudden, but he is there. You've not met him, but you've heard everything to indicate that this is very real.
In that
And,
case, I will say as much.
So let me get this straight. We're supposed to believe that this god
Yes.
disappeared.
Mhm.
No one mentioned him,
Yes.
including any of the other gods or the Titans. But he's brave and wonderful and powerful and did absolutely shit to help us 5 years ago when the world was ending. Is that right?
And hid because he's so brave.
Brave enough not to be lowered and brought down into violence. Yes. But he's not a god anymore. He's not at full strength anymore after the oath ended.
So he
Now he's-
benefited from the oath, but he didn't do anything about it.
No, he had higher priorities, love and
Mhm.
companionship, and
Listen, we had a friend, Lorius, who's the exact same
Companionship.
thing, but he actually put his shit on the line. So I call BS and I'd rather work out and have bacon. I don't know about y'all.
I mean, I want to save him because I want him to answer these questions. No offense to you, but honestly, it's not your responsibility to justify anything that your god lover did if you didn't agree to that beforehand.
no,
That is not your responsibility.
he abstained when he was a god, and now he's still powerful and still incredible, but less than a god. But he not for long. Because, well, he has the ability. He's learned that there's a way to ascend to godhood, and he wants to take that rightful place. And I know that he cares for the worthy and for the kind and the good. And I know that if he is saved, he'll share that with you.
What the hell makes you think I want to ascend to anything?
I don't know. Most people want this sort of thing. They want this sort of thing.
Do you want this sort of thing?
She blushes for a moment. She goes, "Well, I'm already beloved by Narcissus. I have what I want."
Mm-hmm. Can I insight check that to see whether or not she's been, like, if she's actually speaking from herself or if she's being mind controlled by Narcissus somehow? Just,
Roll Arcana.
roll Arcana. Oh, yeah, I'm so good at that, guys.
All right, don't roll Arcana.
No,
Moving on.
I'm gonna roll it. Let's see, Arcana. Let's try. I am rolling a fucking fuck you fuck.
Mm.
8.
Beautiful.
She is very sincere. All of you can roll Arcana right now.
I would love to.
Or actually, Jen, you can roll Insight as well.
Oh.
All of
Gave me an insight and I fucked that up. Let's see how I do on this.
Allie has the best rolls. Allie in skill checks has the best skill checks by far, and is rolling shit.
And I have like some really good stuff, but I think I used it all up on the practice that I was doing earlier today.
I
Tammy,
got
why do you have advantage?
15.
Why do you have
Yeah,
advantage on? Why do you have advantage on Arcana, Tammy?
Me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It said you rolled with advantage on Arcana.
I just clicked on Arcana.
All right.
25 on insight.
Okay, so 25 on insight. Kiki, she is saying this, but she has this sort of distant, sort of hushed inspiration or joy behind what she's saying. She's not mind controlled. How do I put this?
Is
She
this your
is
first love, honey? Are you wearing the rose-colored glasses?
let me put it this way. Think about, let's put this in game terms, okay?
Mhm.
If you saw somebody who was charisma level 18 based on their looks, you might go, oh, they're hot, right? She is reacting as if she has seen somebody charisma 30. Like,
Oh,
she's
wow.
still like not over it, is kind of where she's coming from. So she is sincerely reacting to what she's seen, but she has like been affected by what she's seen.
I have an important question.
Yes.
What was Kyra's stat block last campaign? What was her charisma?
I don't know.
Just curious.
I'll
Yeah,
look it
because
up.
if that was what, yeah, if you're like starstruck as bad as this Echo lady, like
Yeah.
that's huge.
I was mostly kidding.
I'm curious now. But what was I gonna say? No, she's just yeah, Kyra's charisma is 24.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, fine. God of Beauty, get out of here.
Quantum Teapot 24. You know the stats of Odyssey Quantum. I don't know who you are, but I love you, and I'm glad that who's Quantum Teapot that they know the stats of Kyra. Hi. Anyway, they're my new bestie.
Google.
Anyway, so this lady is enamored, but she is very sincere. She genuinely believes that this is a god of beauty and love that he hid prior to this, lost his god powers, and then got kidnapped by the queen. I will get ahead of you. Some of this is a little bit bullshit. Not all of it. And in the original canon, it's all true, and I'm not doing that.
What's really funny is that you totally mean it all, Ben. You know it.
But she says, okay, if you don't want the role, then I will find who else wants it and would want to ascend. Others would want to ascend.
Hey, Kiki. Do you know why Cleon's not here?
He's usually out gathering information and books and stuff like that. He goes out. Sometimes he's gone for weeks on end. Gets
Are you
lost
guys
in the
okay?
book. Oh yeah, just he kind of loses track of time when he gets his nose in a freaking book.
Okay.
I know, but this is something that I feel like would be so, I don't know, important to him.
I think he's kind of changed his mind a little bit about adventuring, unless it's something he wants to do. So, I don't know. I'm sure he's just stuck somewhere where there's no kind of message reception or anything like that, stuck in a book, and then
Wow,
he'll
because that was
realize
exactly what I was
in a
thinking about doing.
couple months will have passed, and he'll be like, "Holy shit, I lost track of time," and
Stupid
show up again at
T-Mobile.
the academy, and I'm not even worried about him.
I just would love to hear his thoughts on this, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he'd have some really scathing comments.
But maybe we can reach out to him after everything is done.
Maybe, yeah, I'm sure we
Yeah.
can catch him.
Melpomene,
I'm sorry.
what are you doing
I'm sorry.
here?
Can we discuss the
Yeah,
task at hand?
Sure.
the task at hand?
Mhm.
Echo having far less interest in side banter than Kyra.
Okay, you need to get
Um,
used to this because this is how we work.
So I'm assuming
Um,
you want to be a god.
Oh,
yeah, is that why you're here?
Oh, hell no. I
Then
don't
why are
think
you here?
anybody wants me to be a god. That's a
Obviously.
terrible, terrible plan.
Then why are you here?
I mean, you're pretty badass. You could make a good example.
I was promised a good fight.
you still have one. We're going to have to raid the queen of the castle of Arisia, overthrow the queen, and we're going to have to claim a right to Narcissus and to godhood.
So who's
Got
going
it.
to take over for the queen when we overthrow her and we create an upset in this completely independent city-state?
I have no idea. My job isn't. I whoever's the next in line. I'm not trying to establish a change in regime. I'm just trying to be
Sounds
reunited
like
with
it.
my beloved.
Sorry, you
My beloved.
came to us at a bad time. If you had come like 5 years ago, I feel like we would have asked a lot less questions and just gone with you. But now there's a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
politics involved, and I just
And we're a part of politics now, unfortunately.
thinking
Like
it
a lot of
through.
people
Grown up.
ask us, they ask us for opinions and stuff, and I mean, they ask the others for opinions. I basically grunt, but
He's not wrong. Unless
Anyway.
sometimes he can punch something, but
Well,
yeah,
if
I'm
you
actually
want,
like Melpomene. I would just like to punch things. Actually, it's been a
Yeah,
while,
what
and I
makes
crack
this
my
thing so
knuckles.
terrible?
This is-
I would like a narrative, please. Make me
Once-
hate her.
Yes, like
once
give me
upon a time, I
reason.
paid you to save my husband.
Oh, okay.
I
I
paid
like
you to save my
that.
husband.
You're married.
Well,
you're married or betrothed? Make up your mind. I don't even know if I
Betrothed.
should believe you.
But isn't he betrothed to the queen? So he's betrothed to both.
not
of you.
willingly. Not willingly.
Not criticizing multiple betrothals. I just want to be very clear. But it does get a little confusing.
Maybe he's just a player. Maybe he was just
That's what I
stringing
was
you
thinking.
along.
Maybe he's
he
just
talk
like,
to
I
Yeah.
mean, I'll chip in here. This
Yes.
whole
yes.
thing with him and his queen is weird.
Okay.
I can't give you details, but it's got a smell to it.
Okay.
Very much so. A smell. A smell. If you, I wanted to speak to the heroes of Thylia because I thought with your influence, you could do what it takes to get him back.
Well, you know
And-
what? Like from where I'm coming from,
back.
this queen hasn't done anything against me or anybody else that I've heard of where we'd have to get involved to make things right. Like we never heard of this dude until just now.
honestly, I'm on the side of Melpomene. If I just can punch us something and then be back in like 2 days, I think that'll be great.
It's an expense-paid vacation to Arisia. And then
We
you
could-
get to punch
Stuff.
things.
If
And
you
you
want
get
to,
to rage again.
if you want to lay siege to Arisia, you can do that. You can do that. And I want to pause the game for a moment and say, fun fact, you guys actually have enough influence now that you could genuinely say that you gather forces and lay siege to Arisia as your solution to this. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying that the book has paths for that because that is the amount of people that you can sway to your side now, the 3 of you or 4 of you. So you could also go and talk to her or investigate or do what you want to do. But Ako's response of you could just tear into this place with your forces. As of this session, you do have forces for tearing into places.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't even have to pay for like a trip anywhere I want to go. So it's like, you're asking me to come and punch this woman in the face.
Come on, how many times have you wanted to punch women in the face?
Only if they give me a
Oh,
fucking reason.
There's been.
Oh my god, I'm feeling really
listen,
bad for Seema right now, Callista. Like, I don't even know
I
what to
would
think. I think
never-
we need to check in on
Money
her.
we do like that is consensual, and she likes it.
What? I don't.
Whoa.
Okay, listen. Okay,
It can be.
let's
It can
I
be.
stop.
am gonna send Chandra a message as soon as we're done with this because he needs
Okay,
to.
we should have brought Kyra.
Pause.
We should have brought
You say
Kyra
that- when
Callista
you
to
say
write
this-
this down. She'd
Hold on,
have a
pause a moment.
fit.
As this is technically right now Chelsea's retelling. When Callista's, I'm going to do a message to Chandras right now. Chelsea makes an aside to her audience, to her listeners, and goes, I mean, of course, you know how that played out, but she didn't know. So, okay. But anyway, the next thing, and we cut back to now.
Listen, I'm just saying that there are some people who need to get punched in the head. Right, Melpomene, come on, back me up on this.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about it right now. Look,
Great.
I'm sorry.
you've been told that there's been some hinky business going on here. What would it hurt you to go take a look? If you go there and you find out that nothing's going on, congratulations, you're that much richer for like no time at all.
I figure it'll just take a couple days, guys. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I need to get
And
away
then-
from the kids a little bit. Oh,
I'm almost
raising
out of
kids is
story.
hard.
Yeah. You need to get one more to help out there.
And I would have thought that you would have wanted the Ascension, but I'm glad that you're helping. I'm glad that you're helping.
I mean, I want to learn about Ascension. Don't get me wrong,
Okay.
but
Good.
maybe it's not that I want it, but there's a story here, and I want to hear it.
No, any story that you want. Any story that you want.
I'd be considering it just to stick it to Chelsea.
Oh, dibs on trickery.
Back at the
Spite.
modern time. I'm not going to do the time skip back and forth the whole time, but in this one, Chelsea goes, yeah, there were witnesses. They said that. And there are still people spinning what I did as me being the bad person because of what I did to, well, you know, but we'll get back to it.
I say, what the heck,
Spite,
Josh,
the
it's a
universal
couple
motivator.
days.
Fine, I guess I can put off my visit to the academy a few more extra days.
You're there all the time. They feature you like almost every week. Come on.
No, I take time away because then I gotta go here, and then I gotta go there, and then I gotta go there. And
Yeah, we
then-
see your name everywhere. Kiki Emporium, Kiki Store, Kiki Grocery. We get it.
The Kiana's store is very good, though. It's
Honestly,
very
though,
good.
your collab Kiki with Baubles and Bits, the best.
Kikis and bits.
Oh man, that was the best collab.
I love Kiki's bits. I love Kiki's bits. They're wonderful.
Kiki's Bits, like the
Wonderful.
jewelry. The jewelry
Yes.
was.
No, her jewels
Nice.
are amazing.
Oh yeah,
They're amazing.
I was losing it. Oh my god, we are going nuts on this. Okay. Cool.
All right.
How long has
Yes.
it been since we played? It feels like
Yes.
so long, and we don't know what we're
Feels like
doing.
5 years.
It's been 5 years since we've played together. Okay. Let's go.
Chelsea,
Melpomene,
Chelsea,
let's do it.
Chelsea at the current point of the timeline, like they were being fucking paid to name drop it. I'm not going to keep doing the Chelsea thing the whole time, but it's just this session it feels especially low.
Yeah,
how-
yeah.
How far
Um,
are we from this Arisia?
Probably 3
I-
days.
That's exactly what I was going to give to it. Listen. Are we going to seriously ask Ben to pull up like a map and calculate distance?
Well, I'm
wanted
just
a
thinking
time
Melpomene
frame.
would know.
Melpomene
Melpomene knows
don't know
everything.
shit. Melpomene,
About
how
3
far
days.
is it to... There you go.
Fuck, oops.
Okay, let me pull up a real map. We're professionals. We do technically get paid to do this once every month or so. Okay, so you guys are here. You guys see the line that I'm drawing on the map?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna sail.
That is
You
a
are going to sail for 3
long
days.
go.
Well, what a coincidence! 3 days. 3 days is just the golden number. You can also walk. I don't give a fuck.
How
We
long
can
would it
fly.
take to walk?
You can
Yeah.
fly. You have a
Got
Pegasus.
dragons. And I got a Pegasus, yeah.
We got a Pegasus
Um,
who will carry all of one and maybe 2 of us.
You guys can use the dragons as transportation. I want to continue to be above board about me wanting the dragons to have a much smaller role in this runaround. But you can use them as fast travel and cameo appearances. That's fine with me. So I was gonna say,
I mean, with our celebrity status, we can just charter our own dragons.
Yeah.
Whatever ones are
There are
on
more
call
dragons.
nearest to us.
thank
Probably
you.
only
Good.
63
Yes.
miles.
Lead into this. Sincerely and genuinely, you can have people take you, hire other dragons. I think we discussed this in between sessions. Anything that can be attained with money or fame, assume that the 3 of you can get it easily.
I say
no
we just
comedy
stand
buys-
there. I need like a flight here, and like everybody's gonna run to us and offer theirs.
What was I gonna say? The ears got bigger. Yes, Banner but the ears. I got bunny ears now. I changed them. So what method would you guys like to get over there?
I mean, do we have the dryad still? Or is that with Cleon at the orphanage? Or wherever he is that's non-messageable.
No, you'd have the dread. I would have been teleporting. So
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Wizard.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we have the dryad. It's been a while. Should we make it a vacation? Have the kids come along? It's only going to be a couple days, anyways.
No,
I mean, if
No?
we're gonna
No.
be fighting, I don't know
No.
if I
Ah,
want
yeah.
them there because I'm
No.
gonna lose them.
no.
Okay. Kiki,
I don't know
What,
about yours.
you don't like?
but-
Don't you like visiting the kids?
Oh, I love you. I love Siona, and I love your kids, Cal. But I'm always surrounded by kids too, so I like my peace and quiet as much as possible when I'm not working.
True
A
enough.
vacation is not a vacation if you've got to be corralling a bunch of little screaming kids.
Yeah, you're right.
They're
Okay.
all dying for attention while we're
Well, you
trying
know,
to not die.
maybe-
Especially you, Craig.
Listen, I haven't died in 5 years.
Exactly, you're way overdue.
Oh, yeah.
Did you,
Yeah,
did
you
you
know what?
really die that many times?
Oh, Kiki can tell you exactly how many
That many
times.
times?
Lots.
Yeah, that was like 8 or 9. I gave up after a while. Like it was just, oh, here we go again.
Oh, okay.
But he was
Okay.
doing pretty good in the end, towards the end. So yeah, I mean, for all we know, you could have died a few times when we weren't near you, and you just
Oh,
didn't tell us.
You know.
I heard a story that you were killed 3 times in the fight with Lutheria. Is that true? Is it true?
I don't know.
Probably.
Lots.
Kinda.
At least that. Yeah.
A little.
Okay.
You know, maybe we can get like a little trinket for the kids. You know, like I was, I went to Aricia and all I got was a stupid T-shirt, something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's perfect.
I mean, it's not a huge tourist industry.
The kingdom that's extremely isolated and told you all to fuck off during the apocalypse. Yeah, they don't have totes. So
So we got like a taste of meat toast in there. A toast of meat or a taste of meat toast there. You know.
Oh my gosh.
I love you, Cal. You're the best.
I'm sorry.
you sound so distant. You sound distant for a minute.
Yeah, I know. I'm just enjoying it, okay?
Best
Yeah,
ways
we
to
do
go.
love D&D a
Enjoying
lot.
our time away from the kids.
You guys discuss ways that you can go there, and Chelsea goes, okay, so they knew that it sounded like bullshit because it was bullshit, but they went anyway instead of going home and fucking their dragons and whatever the fuck Ciara is. And And so then they got then they found out that it's possible to actually ascend, and that the power was out there. And now they're becoming just a huge, and now you can see they're becoming a huge thorn in my side, because suddenly nobody wants me to have it. All because my brother couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut. I need a break. I'm going to take 15, and I will see you all very, very soon.
Friggin' cool. I love it.
Oh my
I'm
god.
trying to keep up with my notes.
Back in a bit.
Thank you. Are we on break?
See you in a bit.
See you all in a bit. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back soon. We love you. Are we break? Are we broken?
I don't know why that didn't work, but there we go.
Do you guys get
Chocolate's
the joke? Do
delicious.
you get the joke of Echo?
Echo?
Is that,
Uh-huh.
was I too blatant about that or too subtle? I know we're live now. I don't give a shit.
Echo? Like, Echo?
Yeah, her name's Echo, and she's repeating herself constantly.
Got it.
It's a really, really dumb joke, but I'm keeping it.
For some reason, I thought it was part of the. Oh, there was an anime, not anime, but like animation of a game that
Fatima.
came out, and that they had Echo is one of the characters in the game.
The dolphin game, yeah.
Sure.
That's
Hi.
a deep old
Hello.
cut.
Did you play Echo the Dolphin?
No, I didn't have a Sega. I was a
Okay.
Super Nintendo boy.
It is baby's first cosmic horror, and that's not a joke, because the game we're talking about this now. Hi, if you're just joining us, we are in a bullshit storyline for Odyssey of the Dragonlords, and now we're talking about dolphins. Echo the Dolphin, my mom got it for me because there's a dolphin on the cover, and the game's marketing is completely go travel the ocean and save your friends as a dolphin. Your friends are in trouble, go dolphin it up. What they don't tell you in the marketing is that aliens from outside of time and space kidnapped all of your friends, and you need to go back in time and learn the first song so that you can sing it to fight aliens that are grinding up and eating your friends.
Hang on. I think I played this.
Fuck you. You don't think you played Echo the Dolphin. It's burned into your soul or you never played it.
I didn't play the whole thing. Sounds like exactly the kind of thing I gave up on partway through.
I gave up at the final boss. Goddamn. Okay. Welcome, Fatima. Let's jump back and be serious reels. We are doing Ascension of the Dragonlords, the sequel to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Otherwise known as goddamn stretch goals. So you that's gonna be my inside joke for a little while. The heroes of Thylia have been contacted with the very strange and unusual invitation to save the so-called fifth god, Narcissus, god of beauty and love, in the city of Arisia, which is an isolated, neutral city, far from Mitros. Echo, the betrothed of Narcissus, says that he is kidnapped and held captive by the Queen of Arisia. She also has said that he knows the secrets of ascending to godhood, and that he wants to reclaim his power lost during the war, but that our heroes can also claim that power if they help him. The heroes are planning to head off. Also, yes, if you have bacon points, Reed added some more things you can buy with bacon points, and then we're still thinking about adding more. We would talk about that. If you guys have such...
If I can chip in here, one of them
You may not.
is
So
not
they are-
necessarily helpful to us.
Oh, what's the name of that one? What's the name of that one? Malice of the Crowd?
No, that's going to be Chelsea's tampering.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We have lots of fun stuff here. What can we tell you?
So let's get into that one. That's the result of a discussion that's been going on for a while. When I suggested channel points be used for boosts, my original pitch was that the audience could use them to punish the heroes if they were feeling whimsical. For some reason, our heroes didn't like that idea.
Not
But
least
as we're
of
in the
which because the fucking campaign has been just like a meat grinder.
Yeah, this has been the deadliest campaign. So as you guys now can spend points to fuck over the heroes, I think that's got a little bit of a delight to it as well, don't you think? So feel free to throw in some mischief that way. Powerful strike. Fatima immediately redeemed the gift of what is a powerful strike? Reed put all these things in here.
That's going to be the one that adds damage.
How dare you? So our heroes, let me ask you, are you going to go to when you're going to Arisia, what method of transportation are you using? Also, you are welcome. I mean, I don't know that you would want to, but you're welcome to just flat out declare war on them, really. You could decide your approach. What would you like to do?
I vote for boat.
I say boat.
Okay, so we have a boat vote. Do boat vote?
But what?
Boaty McBoatface.
Oh man, here I wanted to use like a teleportation circle and just get there like that.
I think if you mention that, Echo would go, "Oh no, we can't." There's a Palladium within the city. The Palladium, and it takes her a moment to realize that like not everybody's as familiar with these things as she is. Echo doesn't have a lot of experience outside of Arisia. She goes, teleportation magics for safety don't work within Arisia, so that we don't receive invaders.
Oh, of course.
What else doesn't work inside of Arisia? Anything we should know about?
It's very careful. There's the 100-foot walls and to keep others out, and they're very careful of others.
How'd you get
So,
in?
how are we supposed to get in?
You're the heroes of Thylia, right? Right? I was thinking that in order to save my betrothed, you could, with your ship, the Dreadnought, and with your forces, you could launch an assault on Arisia.
I mean, you can also just go to the
Yeah.
front door. Like,
I mean, no.
I don't
we're
think
not-
an
that's not our
assault is
style.
necessary yet. I think we're going to go kind of scope it out.
I love you guys.
Echo, I barely even know you.
Ben loves you guys. How dare you?
I know.
How dare you? Catching me slipping. And she goes, well, if you slip in the door, she goes, we don't turn away people. You're welcome in. They're just, they want to be aware of potential invaders. They're secure. It's secure.
Okay.
And you all know who we are over there?
Some people have heard stories. They've heard stories. I
Will
know
we be
because
safe or will we be in danger?
they don't hate you.
Oh, good.
Yes, they don't
Unless we
hate you.
go in and storm the castle.
They stole my beloved from me.
Can you
That
stop
makes-
calling him that? Just call him Narcissus. It sounds so weird. Nobody speaks like that.
They stole Narcissus, my
Do you think
beautiful
he's really in love with you, though?
and devoted and flawless life partner from me.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can't fault her commitment.
Well,
It's true.
jeez. I mean, I'm not even. I was never like that even about Cleon. Come on.
Is his name Cleon? There's been some confusion. There's been some confusion.
I mean, I get it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not like this. Like this is like I was never like this with Seymour, was I? Come on.
I mean,
Mm,
I feel like if somebody had threatened Seema, maybe.
That's just from what I've heard.
All right.
What I've heard.
I will conceal. I will concede this.
Listen, you've killed titans and you've destroyed and island communities, and so you know that sometimes when something is wrong, it needs to be destroyed and stopped. And the queen has separated me from my love and
Well,
my
you should be doing
lovely
the
narcissist.
destroying, not
I'm-
us. But we
That's
will
why
help.
I've done some things. Some things.
mm.
I'm a little
Mm.
worried about how bloodthirsty you are. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's how I met my narcissus.
Insight check.
Narcissus?
I want to know what that's all about.
Yeah, tell us the story.
Roll an insight check.
We love
I have-
story time before we get into something.
I have
Right?
completely
Down.
ripped up Echo's storyline from the roots and replaced it with something different at this point.
I like it.
Incredible.
Oh, for God's sakes, I'm not rolling anything higher than a bloody
17
10.
is fine.
I know, but it could be better.
Are we all
If you'd like.
Ooh, me too.
Okay.
All right, I'm giving this one more chance. If this is a crap roll, I'm using my own dice.
Oh, look at how beautiful your dice is.
All
Girl,
right.
23.
23 is fine.
By the
I
way,
lost
is it
my
okay?
character sheet.
Oh, you lost
Oh,
your
yeah,
character sheet?
where are we?
It took a
If you
while.
want to see your character sheet, you can go up to the top right corner of Foundry and right click on the little person icon, and it'll open up all of the characters.
I know, but I had popped it out, and I don't know where
Oh.
it went after.
Oh,
It
okay.
decided to take off.
I'm putting you right here, so you are
I bet the
good.
Queen of Arisia stole it.
Yeah, just like everything else.
Oh,
I think the Echo is supposed to be a lot more intimidating and powerful, but I just started playing her this way. I don't even know why, and I'm just committed to it now. But 1723. Yeah, she is. How do I put this? Just because she is deferential and meek compared to you guys does not mean that she is not worthy. And when she says, "No, that's how I met him," she fucking means it. This lady actually knows her business when it comes to fighting for what she believes in.
Okay.
This is not a fool. Let me put it this way. She is. I mentioned her literal bronze skin, like golden orange, and her white hair. She is what's known as an Oread, which is a nymph of the sky. And they are known for being a lot more guided by their emotions and matters of the heart than any of the others. Like, I think some satyrs and stuff are like, "Oh, let's go pull some ass, that's fun." But I think, like, Oreads are, like, a lot about love. But they are also very capable hunters and warriors and all of that jazz. You can ask her more what she means, but she is not bluffing about her capabilities. You see that confidence in her right now. So we back here, and she says, "No, that's how I met him."
That sounds like an interesting story. We have 3 days. I'm sure you can tell us a little more about that.
and how long ago was this that you met him?
About 4 years ago, or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Can I tell you something else about the source book?
Hmm.
In the original as written, she met him 500 years ago, but just chose to take action now. And I'm like, again, no. Sorry, if you want me to stop doing that, I will.
I was so ready for the answer to be 4 days.
Same.
Yeah,
No.
honestly.
That's right
me
with you,
too.
Tammy.
Yep.
Me too. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
in the book, she's been mad about this since the first war, but is just reaching out to you now. And I'm like, what?
Homegirl. Get it together.
So you guys
Okay,
taking the
well.
Dryad?
Yeah.
You're taking the
Yeah.
ship? Reed, did you have limits about the Dryad you want to say? Because I want to make sure that we are on the same page about this. You can message me. I'm not sure that I understood what you were saying. But if you wanted to hit me with a thought on that.
Okay.
Oh, Fatima has put clips of Echo in the Discord.
Aw.
As Reed messaged me these things, Reed, would they be able to get on the ship?
Yeah, they should be able to.
Okay,
Unless
because I know
there's
you're saying
something
something.
unusual.
No, I just didn't remember I didn't understand what you were saying before, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like, if you were like messaging me, yeah, I sold the ship for scrap in between, and I'm like, well, they're on the ship, like I want to make sure that we're on the. You guys are on the ship to Aricia, and she goes, "Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
Like,
It's just that
who?
in the stories that we heard, because just the stories that I heard, all of the time that you traveled everywhere, it just all of the stories that the Kara sent us said that they took about 3 days. Was that just because you didn't feel like writing down the real time, or why was that? Why was that?
Just how a boat works.
Oh,
That's
How your boat
literally how long it would take.
that's how your boat works.
Whoever designed the planet put it all the islands equidistant.
Oh no, well that and also Sidon always put his foot, finger, whatever, digits in whatever plans anybody tried to make when they traveled.
Yeah.
That's just how he was.
Plus, it's a magic boat.
Yes, it seems magic. I mean, she cares about all of you a lot. A lot.
How do
She
you
runs
know?
her hand across the deck.
Can you feel her?
Oh. Well, I can understand that the way that nature sings if you listen to it. If you listen, and she looks around and she says, the wood creaks with age and time, and it doesn't speak a language in the literal sense that you and I do, but it only creaks because of what it's seen and what it's heard and experienced. And so, in that way, if you listen, you can hear a lot. You can hear a lot. And she runs her hands along it as the wind blows and the wood creaks from the ship and turns and she says, It has a lot to say. It has a lot
Do
to
we
say."
still have Esther in the captain's quarters?
Oh my
I
god.
Got to follow up with Ben about this in
Um,
between sessions because one of the things I wanted to have done in the 5 years was research if there's any way to do it now that Luthier is dead and it's not a. But I figured that's not a rush for that. Make that a quest.
I think that Esther is still there, but I think that with Lutheria gone, the dragons exposed, and the real truth of the wars out, his hope of being remembered as the greatest dragon lord of all is 1 second.
Or yesterday's news, dude.
Yeah, essentially, he's kind of gone from like, you will be nothing because I am Esther to like, do you know who I used to be? Is kind of like where he is kind of where
Back
he
in
is.
my
at this-
glory days.
Yeah, it's I mean, he's still furious, angry, and racist and all of that, but it's a lot harder for him to like really muster up the momentum of before. In this way, thank you, Reed. you guys, as you're sailing, she looks and she says, "You can hear the truth of the ship in the creaking of the wood." She says, "And in the rustling of the leaves." And she says, "Over there." And she gestures to the thing that you guys have watched over the last few years. Many years ago, Cleon planted the branch of an olive tree at the bulkhead of the ship. In years now, you see the tree in bloom, carrying the rustling wind across it, the legacy of it. What was it? And she looks over. Echo looks over at this tree. Reed, I messaged you.
Yep.
And she says, "If you listen, that over there." She says her name is Marion. She's going to be ready to meet you all soon. All of you soon.
Oh, I hope not spilling secrets about what Cleon and I did in that room back there.
What did you do?
Nothing?
What did you do?
What? Who?
What? What?
Huh?
Who? Who?
It feels empty though, doesn't it, to you all? I don't
Yeah.
hear the laughter of Nessa and Clotho skulking around, and I don't hear the sound of working out.
Yeah.
It's Cal, can you play a song? I just feel a
Yeah.
little lonely on the
Yeah.
ship.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Is
One.
Boreal Harp still there?
You want
is
it to be?
Is it okay for it to be?
Yeah.
Then I will play a song on the Boreal Harp.
I guess
What
I'll
kind
go
of song
start
do
a
you play?
meal.
Yeah, I don't got Cleon to cook anymore, but you know.
Oh, I know his secrets. Well, some
Yeah,
of
you
them
do.
anyway. Oh,
Yeah, you
Cray.
do.
Cray!
What?
What are his secrets? What are?
It's probably garlic. Really.
No, Pomini, is this how you remembered them? Them?
I mean, if I'm being honest, I barely knew them, but yeah.
They seem. I expected. I don't know what I expected. I don't know what I expected.
Mel, what have you been doing since the Olympics?
Working out.
That's a big question. I don't think
I
I can
mean-
tell you all of it.
No, but we got 3 days. What was like the highlights, the highlight reel or whatever? I mean, you know all that we did.
Well, I mean, I was at Mitros that night.
You said you
Or,
faded out for a second there.
That night, I was, well, running around like a mad woman, trying to put out fires, that sort of stuff. Bunch of
Who did you fight
Gaigans.
for?
I mean, I just fighting.
That checks. Insight check.
Roll insight check.
I want to know for realsies what the hell this Melpomene was doing.
Reed,
Oh,
if
for
you
God's sake, I have
want,
not rolled higher than a 10 this
Shit!
whole bloody thing.
Shit, you rolled a 14.
It doesn't matter. It could be higher.
Gosh, you're not greedy.
At least roll above a 10.
Reed,
You had a
Reed, click
chance
on
to fix your stats.
Reed, click on the private GM roll, and then yeah, you got me.
Oops.
Oh, okay.
Well,
In the future, if you click on private GM roll, nobody else will know what you rolled
Okay.
except me. Reed, you are read like a book. Feel free to explain Melpomene's reaction to this line of questioning.
Yeah, I mean, she was there. She's a little offended at the implication, but she's not one to pass up a good fight.
Okay. I thought woman after my own heart likes to fight.
Echo goes, "Did you still want my story? My story? You said it was a backstory."
Oh yes. Our resident bard would love to know.
I'm still playing, but I am listening.
Okay. Well, I like to train and practice my own arts. I'm accomplished with the bow, and with my ability to speak to the winds and to the sky around me. And Narcissus came to Arisia 5 years ago, and he was beautiful. He was beautiful. And so many people wanted to be with him. And he was so glad to be loved, but he needed one partner. So he did the fair and wise thing that anybody would have done in his position. He staged a competition to see who would be worthy of marrying him.
Oh, so like The
Yeah.
Bachelor. Okay.
Who? Yes, he was a bachelor. He was a bachelor, and there was hunting and fighting and feats of endurance, and there was the pit, which was, I don't want to talk about the pit, but it was a lot. It was a lot.
He pitched you all against each other?
Well, he deserves somebody worthy. And so I eventually won. I won. And I was going to be with him, and he was so excited to be with me. And he told me how beautiful I looked with my hair like the sky and my face not entirely obscured by blood. And I thought that would be, I thought he saw me. Nice. It was nice. But then Queen Helena, she laid claim to him. She declared that she would be the winner of the competition, as she is the queen of Arisia. She took him, and she is very proud to have him as her beloved. She has a court of men to adore her, and she likes to feel loved. I think she keeps him as a prize. But I want to be with him because what I have isn't awful like that.
I mean, technically, you won a competition. He is a prize. So it's not that you're worried about
But
him
anyway,
being
I'm
a prize. It's just that he's supposed to be your prize.
No, she did work
So anyway,
for
he's
it,
supposed to
I
be
guess.
mine. So would you?
I mean, you do you. It doesn't. No skin off my teeth.
Oh,
but-
he's supposed to.
Oh
Whoa.
my.
Oh, I like her, you guys.
Kiki's
Echo,
not
had you
there, but Kiki thinks this guy must be ugly as hell to have to do this to get his partner.
Wait,
you
where's
think
Kiki right now?
She's
She's cooking.
downstairs cooking.
Okay. Go on.
does Queen Helena was she ever the kind of person to do this? Like, if there's a competition and there was, like, say, a gold goblet at the end of the prize, and something happened, would she just be like, "Well, that's mine now"? Was she ever like that, or has she changed over time?
She's always been very assertive and very much sure of what she wanted. This has been something she's capable of. I've never seen her do it for someone like this, or like this.
So is this out of character for her? Or, I mean, I kind of understood a little bit of what you're saying, but it really does kind of is this like a abrupt change, or is it just a different manifestation
It's
of
an escalation.
Okay. Okay. So we don't think that there's any mind control happening here.
Who would be mind controlling?
Oh, I
Well,
don't know.
well, that's what we're trying to
figured-
suss out.
I figured out how to explain this during the break. Picture the celebrity, whoever it is in your mind. You don't have to say who it is, but the one that, and this does include Reed, if you saw them at a concert, you would scream and cry and lose your mind and throw your panties on stage. Narcissus has had that effect, and it has not left Echo.
Oh, yes.
That is not that it is. Now, he might be supernaturally attractive. That might be what's going on, but he is not mind controlling her.
Oh, I'm talking about mind controlling the queen.
Yeah. Like,
Mhm.
why would the queen all of a sudden do that? Like, what we're trying to suss out is whether or not the queen is under some sort of influence recently that is causing her to steal people.
We've gotten very
Hmm.
suspicious in the last several
We
years
really
after what we've been
have.
through.
I don't trust like that.
Well, Allie, did you want to do something here? You mentioned during the break.
Oh, you're right. I did. I totally forgot that I have that. So actually, yes, while I'm here, I would love to cast, like, I can pause on my playing, but I would love to cast Legend Lore on.
Would you explain to the
Ooh.
audience what Legend Lore is?
So Legend Lore is a spell that basically allows you to use divination to learn like any sort of hidden knowledge about a legendary like creature or being, and kind of almost consult, I guess not even the gods anymore, but basically you're trying to recall using divination information that would be useful about a legendary being of some kind.
Yep.
So
So
I'll go
you
ahead and
cast
put out my
this.
incense and my ivory strips, and I'll just, sit down and cast. It's going to take about
By the
20
power of exposition. You. Oh, Nanny. Okay, you channels. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do while Allie is doing the power of speedy exposition? All right. Listen, can I be extremely vulgar for a second?
Oh yeah.
always.
I could not explain in words. I'm going to hold back. I can't even get myself to say what I want to say on camera. But I cannot explain in words how absolutely fucking rock hard Kyra would be to know that Callista's out here casting Legend Lore.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
just-
for sure. It's like, that's my baby girl. That's my girl.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to Crayron beating her in a race, where are we?
It's pretty damn comparable. It's pretty damn comparable. You can check. You guys check the private chat. See what I held back on. What was I gonna say? That's after dark. You can pay for that. But
Oh,
so
jeez.
Oh wow.
Oh my.
Oh my.
You see more artwork behind me? This is the Brides of Strahd, and then over here is the Tome of Hose, which was bought as a gift from Jin, which is a calendar of D&D monsters converted into beautiful and seductive women. So that is the what we
There's
have.
also the monster manual. Don't get me wrong. She did men first.
She did mid first. With that.
We'll find
Look
out
at-
next year which she preferred.
There goes that gold star.
Oh.
God, we are so weird today.
It doesn't count if we say it every week.
Hey, you new watchers,
No.
we're always like this.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh boy.
I just destroyed Allie.
She's destroyable today, apparently.
Yes. So you channel and you channel, you get the legend lore.
Okay, we're particularly strange today, Jen. You win.
You by the way, I'm loving this new soundtrack. Reed, we gotta figure out the rights on this. I'm pretty sure it's fine. But
Don't say
a squirrel.
things like that.
you as you sail across the Dryad to the night, you tap into the legend's lore. And Callista, the hero of Thylia and Dragonlord, as you listen to the stars above, it's time for you to hear and tell their stories. There is one known as the fifth god. There is no fifth god. But Narcissus, in terms of public perception and public knowledge, is the fifth god. And you know that you hear in your legend lore in the stars the stories that people have said and what they've seen, and you know that people have looked upon him and fallen in love immediately. For there has never been one so beautiful and charming. He radiates a compelling aura about him, almost like a low-key aura of glamour. Because you learn that people, when they look at him, can't help but find him the most beautiful person. At least they do. And you've heard that he is this god of beauty and love, and that people wanted him out of jealousy. And you've learned the whispers in the house of Aricia, in the house of Helena, that Helena is used to getting what she wants. She's just never wanted someone so specific so badly before. You've learned about the people that entered into the competition. Many people wanted to be with him or to be him. Hell, there are a few men and women that learned something about themselves that day when they decided they wanted to fight for him. He was beautiful. He is beautiful. He is stunning. And there is nothing that can take that away or undermine that. You also hear the whispers and the rumors and the frustrations of those who say, well, he's a liar, of course, and someone else who says, well, there's nothing special about him. Well, not the way that they're thinking. You hear someone else say the frustrated anger and Chelsea venting to her friends and going, and so everybody thinks this whole deal with Narcissus is that he's the god is ridiculous. And you hear a last bit of scrap of a whisper, the gossip and haste of the stars and beyond. From elsewhere, you hear, and no one knows that he's just an Empyrean. You tap into the rumors and the legends. You tap into what's said, and there is a special little corner of the world where they have not stopped being frustrated that he's pulled this incredible PR move off. As we head into the end of the first day on the seas, is there anything that you'd like to do?
I think if there's a good moment for me to pull aside, bare minimum, Kiki and Cray, but maybe Melpomene too, because she doesn't seem to have a horse in the race right now, and just give them a warning. I think I'd let them pick Crayron and Kiki if they think we should bring her in on this too, since we're going to be fighting with her.
I don't know. It takes a long time for me to trust y'all. You know this.
We forced you into
I
it.
don't. Yes, you did.
do you think?
But
Kiki, you
But
got
I
any
don't-
thoughts? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you were continuing.
I don't know. I mean, I like Melpomene. I like her fighting style. I like that she's, fights for what she believes in, but also, fuck her. She didn't go and fight the gods with us. And
Rita, I think your
Titans.
character's hit a brick wall here.
I mean, we can talk to her later if we can find out a little more.
Sure. Kiki? Same thought?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll fill her in.
So tell her later or not now?
Tell her later, I guess.
Reed, you're not one of the cool kids.
It's legit.
I mean, not yet. Not yet.
Soon.
Soon. But not in the first episode. Forget you.
First day. Day one.
First day. Forget you. I don't
You're
believe you.
suspicious of everyone else, but not you.
I mean, if it helps, I can fight you, Cray.
I honestly almost
Sure.
accepted it.
That'll be fun. I'll just run around in circles.
All right, so I pass along the basic gist, which is what I was kind of suspecting based on your overview originally, but that he,
I friggin' hate
like-
Empyreans.
yeah.
So much more interesting to me than the other idea. Yeah, when you said, I was trying to figure out how I was going to, you're like, would Legend Lore break everything? You said that while I was thinking, how am I going to get this info to them? And then you said, I'm like, oh.
I was kind of hoping that would be the reaction, but I also didn't want it to be like, surprise!
Yeah.
Could you just...
What are you going to do? Unbalanced Legend Odyssey of the Dragon Lord?
I'm also going to cast Sending to Kyra before bed, at least, and tell her what I learned.
All right. What do you say exactly?
So, we're here to save the fifth god, Narcissus, god of beauty. But honestly, I think he is just an Empyrean. Do I get 25 or 20?
25.
25, okay. Also, miss you, love you.
Oh.
Let me think. I got to think about how I want to respond to this. Okay. You hit back for. How does this work? Is that one word? Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna say something else. And then you get a sending spell that says that is bold and I love it. But I kind of wanted a long lost brother. I mean, think about it. Love you. And then she signs off.
Well,
Tammy, sometimes I close my camera when I want to just emphasize only my voice for dramatic moments. It's a thing I've started doing lately. It's called being a pretentious douche.
It's Tammy's mom. I know what you're doing.
you said Tammy.
Again.
But we all figured we know what who he's talking to.
My apologies, Tammy. Tammy's mom.
Whoever the heck you are.
I also want to follow up on my thing and cast Sending to Chandras.
Oh my god, you actually are.
I
What do you want
gotta
to say,
know
Steve?
what the fuck that meant. I'm gonna cast Sending to Chandras and be like, hey, how's it been? Just checking in on you. Learned something kind of wild about Cray's sexual appetite with his wife. Thought you might be interested.
They'll come out like so much like, oh my god, have you heard the tea? Oh my god, I
That's
gotta tell you some
absolutely
tea."
the only time I send anything to Chandras anymore. Hot Gus. Ben's counting words.
Oh boy.
He's actually writing out a response from Chandras. That's hilarious.
Well, he still is Chandra, so why not?
That's right.
25 words. That's hard to fit through what you want to say sometimes.
Why do you think Jester had such a hard problem?
Guys, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh,
Oh, here we go again.
oh no, what's he about to say?
Told her everything. Things I forgot I knew. She scoured my mind, Callista. She knows how to ascend, and she's going. I'm sorry. We're going to cut back to Chelsea's story in the future, and she says, and now they're coming for me, and they're pissed about me about something or whatever. You killed ourselves, or you blew up, whatever. Like they get mad about so much. And honestly, I thought we had a good thing going. Because I mean, I give a little, I take a little, they give a little, they take a little. I mean, like, I mean, we have a friend. My friend is the only reason any of this is happening. And she turns over to Chandras and she goes, Chandi, you know I couldn't have done any of this without you, right? And Chandras, bound in magics and suspended, says, please, just please. And she goes, yeah, I know you're terrible at conversation these days. Anyway, I'm trying to say thank you for breaking and letting me look into your memories of your conversations with Lutheria. You're supposed to say no problem. Oh, look at me. I'm suffering and dying a slow, agonizing death. Whatever. I feel like we just don't communicate anymore.
fuck.
The Dryad makes its way to Aricia. Makes its way to learning in a few days what you, the audience, already know. Which is that heroes of Thylia and their quest to save or understand or confront Narcissus will soon be the only thing that stands to challenge Chelsea's rise to ultimate power. And that is where we're in this session.
Fucking Chelsea, how dare you?
Chandi!
I know. It's
When
our
did she
Chandi.
get him?
I'm gonna kill her
Oh,
slowly.
I know.
I was so ready when she left last campaign to be like, you know what, whatever. We can put our differences behind ourselves and be friends. She's sassy. I like it.
Okay, now aren't you happy that Cray tried to beat the shit out of that bitch?
Now I am pulling out her eyelashes one at a time.
Your eyelashes?
And then in her eyes, one at a time.
I have talked about doing it for years. You guys know, every one of you's heard it. I've wanted a main villain to basically be Handsome Jack for a long time, and I finally got there.
Love that for you. Hate that for us.
Yes. Clip that, because that was honest truth right there. Not Chandi. We played D&D with him. No way.
What about his sexy OC?
I know. He has to play his sexy OC. Because the rest of our OCs died.
No, his died
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Then when you pointed out that there aren't any other supporting characters on the ship, my heart sank a little bit. I hadn't thought about that. I was like, oh yeah.
It's an empty
We
nest.
don't have. Yeah.
You said that, and I was like, we're traveling with the ship again.
Well, I told you guys, I'm finding this vibe of like feeling like, oh, the campaign's over and this is the epilogue versus like, this is the sequel is still going. Like there's two conflicting feelings in my head. And when we were doing this, I'm like, no, we're back, we're doing this, we're having a good time, this is gonna be great. I was wrong to ever doubt us. And then you're like, did you notice there aren't any other NPCs on the ship? And I'm like, it's over. This is like a weird high school reunion, and it is over.
Well, that was because you were going to ask what everybody else was doing. And then, so what Cray was going to do was actually go up into the nest, up into the crow's nest.
Crow's nest again.
Yeah, and cry, actually, without anybody knowing.
Oh.
Because he's still a man. He's not going to cry in front of his friends. He ain't going to cry. But he'll still cry, just not in front of you guys. He's learned to cry a lot more now that he has a daughter.
Sometimes you have no choice when you have
Yeah,
It's a free action anyways, you're fine.
that's right. It is a reaction.
All these sending
All right,
spells
so-
going off. Nobody's even tried to reach out to Cleon.
I honestly didn't want to make you uncomfortable. I
Oh,
should have
no.
asked beforehand.
Sorry.
Jesus.
You never make me uncomfortable. Bloody murder!
You didn't fall off the chair this time.
No,
so what
like
happened?
Cat's trying to crawl up on my lap and she's got pointy claws. I was trying to push her away and she went.
This
Sorry.
is the energy of the stream today.
Autumn,
I
I'm
swear
really
we'll try to do better next week.
Autumn, I'm happy we're here too. I love you and I'm so glad that you're here. Oh God, what was I gonna say? Okay, so you guys know, I've said this to everybody, I changed a lot of the lore in the second half, but so Echo is supposed to be
Hot.
this big, powerful warrior that's appealing to you guys to help her take back what's hers. And when I started playing her, I was like, I like this a little bit more as her being like sort of like meek and unsure, but also very powerful and capable. I liked the idea of you guys having like going from a cheerleader that was like really badass to someone that's like deferential and kind of like has heard of you. It's kind of a different vibe. But also I could absolutely see Allie starting to crush on her, so I guess we'll see what happens next. Was I wrong? Was I wrong?
I like her. Let's not. I mean, okay, fine. You saw Allie doing it. I'll give you that. I'll give that to you.
I know when my NPCs are striking.
Don't expect anything from Callista right now, though.
Yeah,
it'll
she has
take
3
at least 2 more
kids.
sessions.
Give it 3 hours.
So thank you guys for this. Thank you for watching. We have a whole new story going, and this is going to be good. I think this one will be a little bit shorter because it goes from level 14 to 20, but you level up a bit more quickly. And well, I'll talk to you more about it afterwards. But yeah, okay. See you guys for next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Next week.